The challenges of modern art practices against the place of the fine artist in the contemporary culture is discussed and displayed as the Guild of Professional Fine Artists of Nigeria hold this show at the National Museum in Lagos. Circled by different works of art, these members from the Guild of Professional Fine Artists of Nigeria gather at the exhibition hall of the National Museum, Lagos, to discuss the challenges of their trade and how they can make their better best.
What the academic deposit I just mentioned confers on him is intellectualism. It's intellectual. Even now with his style, it looks like it's
Dr. Kunle Filani, the former provost of the Federal College of Education in Ogun State, is the anchor of the event, which sees 4 men who have distinguished themselves in the creative and business side of the art weighing in on the topic.
The confinement of media.
Contemporary artist Duke Asidare sets the ball rolling. For him, it's time for the artist to brace up and embrace the changes the 21st century offers.
I just dwell, currently I'm engaging social media love. It's abstract. You meet somebody you never know, one email, one message, another message. There's a relationship, there's a business, something is done. So it's engaging everything that comes to you. That is your modernism, that's where you are. So the confinement of media, the confinement of surface becomes very elastic. So you're asking yourself, why am I creating art? Who am I creating art for? What is my art about? So it's everything about us that becomes the art.
While his senior colleague, Kolade Oshinowo, takes the audience down memory lane and tells them how the notions of the past is still affecting the present-day artist.
You know, the word fine artist reminds me of my old man. When I got admission to ABU, I went to him with the admission letter. I was excited that I was going to ABU. I got admission. I gave the man, you know, the admission. In those days, it wasn't a lengthy thing. If you just say, congratulations, you have been admitted to study fine arts, blah, blah, blah. I gave it to him. He adjusted his regalia, put his glasses, and looked. Fine artist. Fine arts. Of all things, fine arts. You must be crazy. Those were his exact words. Fine artists. After all the professions. So that you can be what? I think that's still our problem.
While tasking the art enthusiasts and patrons to try to step into their world, one that may seem complicated, but with an open mind, they can see the artist's intent. Else, they would just be creating works for the wrong reasons, and that cannot help a budding artist to reach his zenith.
The fine artist is engaged in creating works that is coming from deep inside of his soul. And when the work is created, he really doesn't care what you feel about it. He expects you to share in his excitement, in his experiences. But most of the time, this excitement is not shared. And so you find most of us swimming against the tide. They believe you are extraordinary. And I say we are extraordinary because the Almighty God, who is the greatest creator, didn't give this gift to everybody. He was very selective in those he gave it to. Maybe 1 in a million. He just gave and gave and gave. And so you're lucky, you're lucky, you're lucky. I'm lucky. I find myself extremely lucky.
After listening to the artist's perspective, it's time to hear from the other side of the divide, the collectors.
The influence of Western culture is so rampant that you can go to the most remote villages in Nigeria and you have young people there on the internet looking at the latest fashion trends in Paris and New York. And that development has meant that contemporary culture is getting to a stage where it is nearly flatlining. So the distinguishing factors are disappearing rapidly. For the contemporary culture to have true meaning, we have to understand that where we are importing Western dress, Western thinking, Western foods into our culture, Nigerians are also exporting through our movies and music, our own culture into the overall international contemporary culture. So everybody has a role to play in establishing what will be the contemporary culture of tomorrow.
You are leaving a legacy that could make your family billionaires in future. You know? Because it's what you have that you boast with. And, but presently what I'm interested in that Engineer Omoba Yemisi Shilong will try to explain is that, and he's in the best position to do that. He has the largest collection in Africa, so they said. And it's not in terms of number. The number is not significant, but what I mean is not the core issue. But in variety, in 19th century, he has 19th century artwork with him. He has works from all over the world, not only in Nigeria, not only in Africa, but almost all over the world. He's building a museum. There must be a drive that is not ordinary. There must be a satisfactory drive that is spiritual. If it is not magical, it is miraculous. And I want him to find expression and satisfaction. What makes him satisfied?
Dr. Shinobu mentioned the fact that an artist creates from deep inside him. And whatever he does is an expression of his soul. But I want to add that that deep insight should, to a large extent, reflect the culture of our people. Mr. Dafinane mentioned the fact that culture is, flowing over each other. I agree. But I think it's more of superimposition of so-called superior culture over our own culture. And that is what I fear.
The role of cultural influences draws the curtain on an intriguing discussion that will stir up another conversation outside these walls.
Coming up on Art House. Veteran artist Oseloka Osadebe brings his inner light to the National Museum after many years in diaspora.
It has been Oseloka Osadebe's homecoming, and we've had these incredible titans, the other Zaria rebels, who came to welcome him back. So we had Demas Nwoko, we had Bruce Onabrakpaya, and we had Yusufu Grillo, who all came to welcome their old friend back.
Then, a group exhibition of paintings, mixed media, and printmaking takes place at the Moore House.
The works they have done are phenomenal and very different from the student work that they did a few years back.
You will see that and more on the next edition of Art House.
Yes, veteran artist Jumo Braimo is our artist for this week, one of the pioneers from the Oshogbo Art School who is still touching the lives of the next generation. And talking about the future, we'll be seeing some of their works of art on the next episode of Art House, so you won't want to miss that one. Also, another veteran artist who has been away for a while will be exhibiting, so much to look forward to. But you can also play catch-up on our online platforms. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Have a lovely day.